Thank you, Mr. Robert Knight, Ms. docents, and many people in the community that maintain faith and belief in artists. It's not an easy path. I think in order to talk about this mural, we got to go back to the beginnings of Muralismo, the public art movement in Tucson, in the context of a message to the community promoting our history and heritage, to El Rio, to an artist friend of mine, Antonio, who inspired me. And it's just an amazing path and road. It's a great honor to, years later, have this commission as part of the national exhibit. It was called Cara Show, Chicano Art, Resistance and Affirmation. We were part of a national tour and exhibit. Mr. Bob Yassin invited us to do a performance piece. And it was never designed to last that long, but I think the voices within us and within the spirit at the time, I think it inspired many more people than ever imagined came to the museum. Busloads of children throughout Tucson came. It was amazing as this mural was seen even in articles in New York City and across the country. It was a great honor. It was a great honor. The mural is about the struggle. Raíces is about a history of struggle, history of our people, indigenous past, the heritage, the descending eagle, Cuauhtémoc, on your left, man that descends to earth, the children of the Nopal children, those that suffered that was huge devastation, atrocities on the Native American, and inhumanity by people. And sometimes we must remember history, and sometimes we must record things that at times can be difficult to look at, but will remind us that one of the most inspirational things I gotta say is when I was painting this mural, was an elderly couple, and there was a gentleman really crying, and I asked, why is he weeping? He said he's a survivor of the Holocaust. You touched his heart. And I was like blown away, because as artists, we seek to go beyond cultura, and it's a global thing. It's a human tapestry. Art empowers, envisions, seeks to reflect. We are but espejos or mirrors, muralistas or muralists, or mural painters. And so it fulfilled its purpose and beyond, and much more beyond than I even imagined. And the many years that docents would come and take the time to give the tours about the mural, the history I want to tag on, so many docents that have volunteered, passed through these doors, to give their time to explain the mural to the public. The amazing effort that was done to try to take care of it, but unfortunately, because of the structural problems, we are in transition. And it's here to say it's a new beginning. It's not an end, but a beginning. A new seed, just like the century plant, when it blossoms and dies, but it gives birth to many more new seeds. So this mural, in essence, there'll be sections that would be reframed, remounted with a document of its history, overall photo of the mural, my signature, the acknowledgement of where the piece, the length of the piece, and description of the image. So all those proceeds go back to the kids, because when I was a child, there was a teacher that took her time to work with me, and it's only nothing greater to do but to give to others so that we can continue. I think we live in challenging times. Many of us know economically it's very difficult for many people. But in these challenging times is when the greatest, what makes us as great Americans, because we're all Americans, of many different ethnicities, heritages. This is what makes this country great. We, in essence, need to re-inspire that energy within us. We as artists are but visionaries, dreamers, and the new generations, we pass on that brush to the younger generations. I think the most difficult time is when I'm at a point where visually I can't really see, I'm legally blind, but I still paint. But it's to pass on to the kids that are coming onward with their new brushworks, computers, technology, new brushes. But it's always the human expression. What makes art great throughout history reminds us who we are as humanity. Y I wish to say a few words in Spanish. Quiero dar la bienvenida a todos los que no entienden inglés, pero también palabras en español. Voces eternas que vienen, porque si no hablamos, van a hablar nuestros antepasados, porque es un espíritu que cargamos entre nosotros, nuestra cultura. Tenemos la gran honra de ser artesanos. Es una gran honra para mí estar aquí con todos ustedes, con toda la gente. Discúlpame que no recuerdo porque no miro sus caras, pero miro sus corazones. Y están aquí para apoyar. No solamente yo soy más parte, es un don de Dios que se ha usado para que inspire a otros. It's a gift. And I hope that many more exciting things are happening here at this museum. I ask each of you, if you're not members, supporting members, support your museum. Museum is only as great as the people that contribute. This is your museum. It's our responsibility. And at this moment, I'd like to invite Director Mr. Robert Knight, if he's available here. Mr. Knight, thank you again. And Mr. Knight, thank you. He didn't have gray hair a couple months ago, but, you know, thank you.
Thank you, David. Well, as everyone said, gosh, we designed this as a despedida, a farewell party, and a party and a celebration we hope to have here this afternoon. So we thank you all for coming, especially on your busy Sunday afternoon right before the holidays. But I can't think of a better way to enter into the holiday season than to pay tribute to this wonderful, wonderful work of art. And I see Dr. Cipher Lee Valencia is joining me, so I think she's taking the hook out here.
Actually, I just wanted to tell you all, if you didn't see already, we have a table set up that have the catalogs from David's fabulous exhibition that we have here. He can sign those for you. We also have posters available, so please stop. And the catalogs are complimentary. We just ask if you want to make a donation, we would appreciate it. But if not, please take one. And the posters are for sale in the gift shop.
And again, we wish you the happiest non-denominational holiday of your choice, but thank you for coming out.
Oh, Jean is gesturing that David will also sign the posters. I see.
Can I ask a question? What will be the process for the auction?
Well, the details for the auction we're still working out. Basically, our first goal is to make sure the mural comes down safely. And once we've done that, then we'll work closely with David and Jean. They're going to, it will be David who will make the selections from the mural of what pieces he wants to cut out for the auction. And then once we have all of that taken care of is when we'll start coordinating the auction. But our time frame is probably for late spring.
And, you know, part of it is we don't know, once we get it off the armature, we don't really know what the wood is going to be like behind it, but we hope to come up with a fixative, almost like if you can imagine a decoupage that will fix the pigment to the front of it, and then we'll reframe them. And then what we're thinking, and maybe auction is the incorrect term, but what we'd like to do is decide on a set price and then have little boxes by the pieces so that if you're interested in a particular piece, we're trying to be as democratic as possible, that you put your name in and then we will draw a winning name for each piece. And again, all the proceeds then go to the high school. And that was completely David's idea, and I just can't think of a better way to keep the art moving and the art flowing for future generations. So again, we thank you all. Catalogs, posters in there, Mexican hot chocolate, pastries, and what? Chimichangas. So, all right, thank you so much for coming.